So I guess the first part of the question is, well, can you speak more about your definition of what God is and whether it's sort of a practical definition that you use in your life? And then conversely, do you believe in the opposite of that, in the idea of evil as a sort of concept that is useful in life?
Well, no, I don't really believe in evil, actually, because I feel like most of the time what we would regard as evil can be recontextualised when you look at the circumstances under which it happened, i.e. I don't feel like it's evil when someone gets a terrible disease. I just think that's sort of reality on another level. I don't think it's evil when someone is violent. It's just kind of, look at the conditions and circumstances, although the results might be painful. In terms of God, what I feel like, and I really urge all of you to listen to the first 20 minutes of this bloody thing I listened to yesterday. It was Terence McKenna, of whom I consider myself to be a fan. Right, Terence McKenna, go on YouTube and look at the Terence McKenna video, Modern Society. The first 20 minutes of it, he's smashed my head up, because what he talks about really is that, what was that quote I sent you yesterday, Demaya, from Terence McKenna? I sent it on the chat. He said, you can't understand the universal mystery using a primate's neural network. The universal mystery meaning the limitless complexity of the physical, biological and chemical world. How can we possibly understand and appreciate that with the limitations of our senses? Isn't it curious that reality looks a lot like the stuff we can see and touch and smell and taste? What an odd coincidence. In my daughter's bedroom, she has a light that she likes at night. It's sort of like stars and moons, whatever, and she likes to have it on red, which troubles me because I think she's intense enough as it is. I don't like her going to sleep amidst all that red, but they say that's okay. I'm trying not to worry about it. Anyway, this red and blue light, she got a potty in her room, and the inner layer of the potty is green, but with that red and blue light on, you would swear blind that it was orange. So even the fundamental reality in the world of colour is subjective. You can witness in your own life the subjectivity of it. And I feel that we are curating a reality on the basis of our experience and our limitations. I am like deconstructivism in the sense that we can recognise that established ideas around sort of sex and gender and nation and hegemony and power are largely speaking constructs. I recognise that there is a thing called biology, but built upon biology there are layer after layer of culture. So when you ask, do I believe in God? The answer is yes, I only believe in God. It's the only thing I believe in. Everything else arbitrary, everything else constructed. God, I fundamentally believe in. What do you mean by God? I mean my awareness. I believe that in a sense we are all Krishna or Christ or Buddha in our own life. That no matter how much you deify some far-flung celebrity figure, they won't be as important to you as your Uncle Owen or your Auntie Jean. The pantheon of your own life, the fundamental experiences of your own mythology. You are your own God. I don't mean that in the sense of that you should become the object of your own worship, but you ought revere yourself. You ought love yourself. You ought cultivate in yourself a state of love, a sense that this is a great mystery unfolding before us, that all is not what it seems. When you feel like that you loathe yourself, that is not real. When you feel that you absolutely have to have a certain outcome to a particular situation, that is not real. As Sadhguru says, there are biological forces at work in us that have been evolving for millions of years. There is a deep intelligence in the ecological systems that are the crucible of our life. We are held in the deep, deep bowl of nature. This is the fundament of our reality. So I feel like, what is God? God is love, God is oneness. How is that? What do I mean by that practically? I mean, I watch the reality of my personal experience, and when it is taking me away from love, I start to recognise, this is a problem. Because I often feel like that vengeance, damnation, cruelty are appropriate actions in my own silly little life. Now I'm sort of learning to recognise that is a sort of an indication of malfunction. Is that any good to you, Daniel?
So a lot to think about. But also someone mentioned in the comments that Slavoj Žižek, his idea of, or Hegel's idea of taking God, the idea of maybe Christian atheism or that sort of mythologizing of the self is something that you seem to be talking about, which is interesting.
Yeah, that Hegelian idea is something that Terence McKenna talks about in the video that I've just recommended you all look at, Modern Society on YouTube. He says that the flaw in monotheism is that it elevated man, and Terence McKenna says, note the gender slant, it elevated man to the position of a deity. Like, once Christ can become God, once man can become God, we are excluding nature from the divine, or at least relegating nature from the summit of divinity. Man, I say check out this Terence McKenna video, and he says that various, like, even ideas like Hegel and Marx that he regard, like, you know, that at the time are regarded as really radical and novel, he says are just sort of, in a sense, riffs on some of these preceding notions. I hope that's helpful to you.